All right. First things first, fear. 6 minutes. I'm going to try to shoot for less than 10 to keep it super condensed and super short. And make it easier for you to pick up a little piece of wisdom and fractionalize it back in a way that will help it to be less triggering and hopefully more inspiring. These are wisdoms that most of the old religions, modern science, historians, philosophers. This is and it's not enough to conquer. One must seduce. So fear. You know how fear knows you? It knows you. You tickle the glands of fear in your body when you practice worry. When you play with fear, whether it's through projecting out your ego into creating a sexual distortion so then you can enjoy riding that wave and practicing art. Fear has no master. You can only serve fear. So J.R. Tolkien wrote his little book, Hobbit, and made this really cool movie series. And if you pay attention to it, the ring, it gives ultimate power. But it has no master. It cannot, by very definition, have a master. You like that movie so much and you found it scary so much because it has truth. You feel inspiring by it. And a lot of people were moved to the story because it has truth. And the process of letting go with fear and replacing with love, however slow or however fast you'd like to make that burn, that is up to you. That is a sovereign thing, love. That was a divine thing, a gift from the gods that nothing could ever convince you that could be taken away or that could be given. And every time you practice, every time you think of and practice charity, every time you practice that, you're moving in the right direction. That's called improvement. So when you have a horrible example of leadership not being put there because of honesty and transparency and having earned it, and leadership is being quiet or being busy someplace else, it is the opportunity and the will of the people to rise up and start fixing a serious issue that now has a 30-day clock on it. And has to do with you having homework so you can go practice and free yourself from being a slave and empowering yourself to be a hero. This homework assignment has room for everybody to participate. Everybody. Everybody. It needs to be through acts of celebration. The assumption is that when the warrior goes through the house, the great American warrior goes last through a house that fear designed to convert the good into black. The only way you shake that house clean is with honey. It's with helping life and balancing life and helping my neighbor to be so healthy and empowered and thriving that if there's a need for them to pick me up, they will do so. So as an American, I would like the choice right now to not be hero and to just be an American servant. That's what I'm asking for. What am I risking on this chopping block? A home, a great artist's, me, version of Walden. That every single moment contains art and lessons and a beautiful story and significance, and enriched as inspired as many people as I could figure out how to do. Because that's how you heal yourself. If fear has damaged you, if you feel you have worry, you will feel compelled to do that. But if you try to do that too soon, when you're still wounded, you'll hurt more things around you. So some of you are going to be so wounded, you need to just stay put and you need to breathe. It is no longer acceptable on this communication platform for somebody just to shout out debase things to try to capture and hold the conversation. There's too many important things to do, and I need your help. My future family tree for 2 generations sits on a chopping block that requires me to rise up and be a hero, a great American hero. And I cannot believe it's going to come all the way down to the Second Amendment. And a lot of you that are here that are friends know and seen me be in all sorts of environments that I made better because I was simply there. I need you to coach me up. And I need you to understand like that. Don't let you forget what all the healthy things are. You can't do less healthy and think you're going to get a better answer. Coach me up, please. It's a 30-day clock. So we need to understand what I am. And so if you know anything about me, I'm begging you to start speaking openly and honestly about it. Whatever you know about me, whatever it is. Please. My whole life, when I've needed you most, here. There's no more time. There's now a 30-day clock. It's a 30-day clock. Some of us are just trying to get through a day where, as a housewife, my kids were illegally took from me. They were held hostage for money. They were, while our system tried to justify breaking rules and failing, rather than that moment where that they could fix a mistake, they chose to profiteer off of it for their own short-term gains in a very dark and irresponsible way. They chose to sit downrange. They chose to do it on the pain of kids, taking kids from families illegally. You can't fix an American problem at the border of Mexico when you have a problem with the border of Ohio. I'm sorry, Mexico. We'll get to you quicker after you fix Ohio. That's true only for people of the United States of America. Every place else, focus on where you are and doing a better job. figure out how to make more healthy kids. To my brothers, thank you. I have only existed because of your grace and your charity, and you choosing to pick me up. Took away my kids illegally, held them hostage for money through extortion, and knowingly gave the kids' care to somebody who had demonstrated themselves to be mentally ill, to be in a cluster B. But unlike where Elon Musk is, or I don't know, maybe it's the same and he's just a little better at getting those problems fixed. Here in Ohio, so many people have been broken for so long that they keep practicing a mistake in the wrong direction for so long that they get to go through this thinking there was no hope when the answer sat right next to them the whole time. We're going to clean up this mess together before Election Day this fall. And we're going to do it as a community service project together for these next 30 days. And because we do that together for the next 30 days, however far we can figure to carry this thing, we're going to carry it. Because historically speaking, this is the moment. This is here. It's here. It's here. And I know it's the most narcissistic thing to say in the world that, oh, the ends of times are here. It's here. But debtors' courts, they're always supposed to be illegal because Bastille Day gets ugly. It's still celebrated. It's real. We still celebrate the 4th of July because it was real. We have a thing that behaves ugly because it thinks it's sovereign under a king. It doesn't heed when the United States Supreme Court speaks. It doesn't heed when any of the people who should be doing their jobs speak and are healthy and do their job. And they're not. None of them are. None of them are. And because of that, the problem's gotten all the way back to a household who still held fire. Oh, fuck. Because you knew it was the right choice. It's been more than 3 years of that. I've done showers and run in 42-degree water. While I try to do math and answer moral questions. And I write the answer down. Marker, paper, erase board. We have a lot of healing we need to do. And we have a lot of problems to fix. And we can fix them all. We have to change the order. And it's time for the American voice to sound off. Wherever you are, brother and sister. Thank you for always being there to pick me up. To steady me. If anywhere in this story I had just chosen violence, So much more pain could have been paused. Think of all the suffering it took for Darth Vader to reconcile with his kid. Those of you that are healthy, I need you to start being leaders. I need you to stop being cowards and playing a safe game. My kids need that. And at the end of this 30 days, we're going to celebrate by lining up between where they are, wherever that is. We got to go past their school and back to their home. And if you're not able to help me do that, if you force my hand as an American to uphold my second and honor a vow I took to people with tattoos, that I would cut down somebody who was being put on a train. We let criminals go so we don't grind on the innocent. Because you don't go vote. Because you don't listen and pause for a second. Because you tell yourself too many lies. Because you don't exercise and practice being uncomfortable in healthy ways. You're not able to see how the spark, that solution, sits right next to you, and it always will be right next to you. You serve love, serve beauty, and you serve that by being honest and by improving yourself. My kid got a tutor because the teachers couldn't believe how fast she learned. Another kid over there got a black belt from Hoist Gracie. Dominican sisters with beautiful, healthy, thriving families. It's time, man. So what do I know about fear? Don't give judgment to anything around you. Go do an act of charity. Charity is going to make you feel uncomfortable. Sit with those feelings. Breathe. Breathe. Feel the feel. Just feel the feel. Know that you will still exist and you will be healthier on the backside of it because you felt it. That you can come back to being happy and you'll be healthier and you will become what it is, exactly what it is. That you should always be love. You are, through all time, unique. And you carry in you the storybook of every living thing all the way back to the beginning of time. And everything you see from without is a reflection of what's within. And some of you are choosing to make chaos, which is okay. If you want to jump off a mountain and be a squirrel going down through the air. It's okay if you're sovereign, if you're 18. It's okay if everybody there is there because they have the fundamental rights, the inalienable rights of the United States Constitution next to them. There is no more, like usual, Supreme Court is close, but they're tickling something. I'm going to drop a hammer right in the center of it so we can all just step to the side and together, brothers and sisters, be on the right side of history. So now they're trying to take away my house criminally and illegally. And this Friday, I'm inviting everybody who runs or bicycles, who understands that conversation between fear and love. And love's being at that place and does a really good job of making that choice throughout your life. Show up. Show up on roller skates, big wheels, bicycles, run. And let it happen all day. Between Summit County Domestic Court, which is in downtown Akron. And I would invite you to include my house. I'll be there all day. The door will be open. And you need to see where I live, how I think, so that you know I'm true. Then I need your help. And let's clean up this mess. My kids have been abused criminally for 3 years. They need treatment. The hardest thing isn't ramping into the chaos, it's getting off the ride. I need treatment. I've never not been abused. So if I make the world healthy, I make the world a place that's exquisitely painful for myself in a way that I'm not sure I can actually heal. For the hope of my kids, my children's children, and your children's children, can we please use this device for something more than porn, cats, people being hurt? Could I do that too? It says conquer your inner bitch. Do that too. Go. Just don't step on anybody else's constitutional rights. And I'm sorry for interrupting your program. Thank you. Thank you. And this Friday, come on over to my home. And let me say thank you. I want to know what your problems are, what's going wrong, what you see that works and what you see that doesn't work. It's the only way you can make something better. And if enough of you show up, then maybe in 30 days, when for the criminal organization of the county government wants to pretend that this housewife in this American home that was paid in full with everything, and hell, most of it was even donated, is my artistic expression of Walden. And because I wanted it to be American, if you want to test that Second Amendment, I'm going to make you test it. And there's so many badasses. There's so many of us that are badasses out there. I invite all of you. Please come to the house. People that are great at interviewing. Fellow masters. Come on. Come on. If you want to know fear, you have to be comfortable carrying that pain. And you have to be willing to honor it. Come over to my house. Put it past your route, please. I'm on Sunset View. When you see a garage door, that's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your entire life. You're there. If you need help, let me know. I need yours. Whatever order you'd like to watch these videos in, watch these videos in. This is what happens when the little boy is always being abused. Had the wisdom to pray for wisdom. This house was built to give back to the community as much as it could forever. It was built in a way that enables everybody on the spaceship to have a home and to have food and to be taken care of forever. So many components already exist. So what we're not going to do is we're not going to let the dialogue be about a county of really foolish and uninspiring and silly, corrupt, sovereign under the king, and the land of America, of the people, by the people, and for the people. You don't want to follow any state laws. You don't want to follow any federal laws. You want to choose by your choice and by your money and by your time. You want to choose to stand in front of the howitzer that fires in the direction of child abusers. That's where you chose to stand. If you're in that place, you should kneel. If you don't know what to do, you should kneel. And you should do it at 1 o'clock. And you should give one knock. Let it be a people's knock. A people's Martin Luther. Whatever your flavor. One knock. Make it as beautiful as you can figure out how to do. And that's your homework for tomorrow. And right now, there's kids that are in pain because they're being abused. Let them know you care. Let them know they've never been alone. Be that friend. I named my son after my friend who was there and did that for me. And I have tried to pay that debt so that I could look at my grandfather. Let him know it was totally worth it. So, your homework for tomorrow at work day. It's one knock, please. Just one. At 1 o'clock. For hope. For love. How about improvement? Just one knock, please. Let people help, heal, be tender, be slow to give, just a little bit slow. And just pick me up. Please. And I love you. And In not some ways, in every way. You made you let me know I was free. These are too many chains. These are too many chains. 7 out of 10 people who watch this, your opinion can get swayed. Be referred to as sheep, as flock, as beta. Scientifically speaking, betas and alphas don't exist. My door's open. Friday. When I'm home, it's wide open. I want to know how I can help. I want to be a servant of the people, so I'm not forced to be my child's hero. I want to be the servant of the people, so as a man, I don't have to be my own hero. And if you torture the Hulk, and you torture Iron Man long enough, and you torture Captain America long enough, we never went away. No, you're loved.